If you're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second episode of Indy TV. As soon as our disembodied voice of God will switch us back. My name is Bill Reese.
And I am Stephen Tardik, and welcome to our show.
Yes, so for those of you who don't know, this is Indy TV. What we like to do in this show is we want to talk about the newspaper that we run. It's called The Purchase Independent. And we are a pay-per-view. We are for you and by you. Our submissions come from everyone around campus, and when we do something wrong, we want to hear it. When we do something right, we want to hear it because, oh, we're looking at that camera. And we pretty much want, you guys are in control of us. What do you want to see? What do you want us to do? We're going to talk about some articles that are in the paper today. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to have a good time. So
I'll tell you what, Bill, there's some big news that just broke today.
Big news. What big news?
In fact, that big news is it is official. Purchase College is on Facebook.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I kid you not, Bill. Now, have you set up your account?
I actually was one of the first people in Purchase to set up my Facebook account, if you can believe it or not. Matt, if you could possibly do me a favor and pull up, I believe, Facebook.jpg. Yes, Facebook is the newest in the wave of personal space from MySpace and LiveJournal and Friendster. It's the new thing, and I imagine in about 2 weeks everyone's going to be on it and everyone's going to request to be my friends, and we're all going to forget about MySpace.
Well, I have to tell you, I prefer MySpace to LJ.
Is that so?
I prefer MySpace to the Facebook. I like the interface better. But give us a call. Tell us what you think. Our number is 6398?
6994. Close enough.
6994. Give us a call. Tell us what you think. I don't know. The whole poking thing, I haven't gotten used to it.
Poking?
Have you noticed this? Okay, so if you're on Facebook, a way of just like saying hello to someone is you can just go and poke them. You click a little button that says poke Stephen Tardik, and you can poke Stephen Tardik.
So what happens when you get poked?
Nothing. You can poke them back.
Oh.
It's goofy, but it's interesting. I don't know, but yeah, give us a call. Tell us what you think. 6994. We would love to hear from you.
Well, I don't know. Me personally, I'm getting tired of the whole blog thing. Even
Are you
though
a blogger?
Unfortunately,
You're a blogger.
I'm one of the preeminent bloggers around here. I just started a service called Purchase Bloggers.
Tell us about that.
Well, Purchase Bloggers, what we did is we took all the different living areas around campus, and for each area, I took the map and I split it up. And if you click on that area, there's like 5 or 6 blogs of people who live there. So
you can see blogs based on where they are. That's pretty neat.
Something else. Matt, could you pull up that thing, the Facebook? You can't pull it up. Son of a bitch. I don't believe it.
Well, we didn't want it anyways. But yeah, the Facebook, it's a pretty neat thing. It's interesting that we were the last SUNY school to get put on it.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. As Purchase also has the lowest retention rate in all of SUNY, has the worst dorms in all of SUNY, has probably the worst partying in all of SUNY.
I smell a conspiracy. But
it's them damn bricks, I tell you.
Feel free to give us a call, 6994. We would love to hear from you, what you have to say.
Anyway, moving on, we did have a fantastic issue this week. If you want, I forgot to mention, we're going to have some great guests coming on here tonight. Coming on is one of the brand new stars of Purchase Television, one of the best up-and-coming guys, and I think he's going to come in here and he's going to say hello to us in a little bit. His name is Rocco, and he's a fantastic human being, and he's in the control room now waving at us.
His show's on Monday at 10, is that correct?
I think Monday it is at 10.
Monday at 10, it is quite the show, and you'll have to check that out, but we'll be talking to him a little bit later about that.
So anyway, if you notice today, on newsstands came out issue 86 of The Independent, which has a lovely photo of the brand new clock tower that they're building out there. Matt, if you could do me a favor, if you could pull up issue 86, JPEG. Yes. So I don't know. It was very nice to finally see them get at least some of that fence pushed back so that it could reveal what is yet to come out there on the mall.
So true. This was one of the better issues. I think it definitely had a better reception than last week's.
Yeah, last week a lot of people
didn't seem to like last week's issue too much.
They were a little confused. It was a bit strange. Yeah, there it is.
Fool's issue.
At least it was, you didn't have to be dyslexic to read this week's issue. I know Jim McElwain loved last week's issue. He said it fit right in for him. But, hey, Matt, if you could do me another favor, could you pull up a picture on there? It's called Mall 1. It's one that I took the other day because we were just on the topic of them opening up that section of the mall again. And you know what? I think, especially just on Monday when that fence came down, you saw everyone was coming out. They were walking around out there. They were really seeing what the place is going to look like. And it was very positive.
Well, I'll tell you what. This whole week, I mean, with the weather and everything, it's really nice to be taking in the purchase culture.
Well, that's the thing, is that Purchase is coming out of hibernation now. The whole winter we spend inside in the dorms and in the apartments, and we don't say hello to each other outside. And then finally spring comes, and it's like, holy shit, there are actually people who go to this school, believe it or not. Yes, this is a photo we took the other day from up in the library. You can kind of get a better idea of what it looks like from a bird's eye view. And I don't know, I like it. I was very negative about it at first, but I think we're kind of creating this whole kind of plaza feel to it.
I prefer it more than before. I think it'll give us a nice little central spot. Call us. Tell us what you think. 6994 is the number. That's extension 6994. We hope to hear from you. But yes, so some interesting articles we had in this week's paper. But it looks like we just might have a call. Let's see what we have going on.
And well,
do we have a caller?
Disembodied voice of God.
Let's see.
Drew Friedman.
It's Drew. Drew Friedman, everyone's favorite constitutional man, is on the phone with us. He's a senator from Alumni Village. Drew, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hey, Drew, what's going on, man?
I was just wondering, the statement is about the color green, which they chose to use for the underpass and the clock. I would have been happier if they chose either heliotrope or puce or even brick red instead of green as the color they have there.
Question for you, though. I don't know, maybe it's personally just me, but I think both heliotrope and puce are pretty ugly colors.
Incredibly.
I think the one thing I like about green is that it's nice to have some, splash of, a natural color in the sea of brick.
Me?
I'm sorry?
Hold on a second.
Of course.
There we go. Is that better?
I guess so.
Quite a bit, yes. Thank you, sir. So you were saying?
That's it. That I noticed the green, and it wasn't one of the usual purchase colors.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you have to think about how this is going to look, in the fall and the spring and the summer when we actually get some green on the trees and it actually looks alive out there. I think when that happens, it'll really fit right in. But I mean, the whole thing is that, Purchase is very drab, with all the brick colors that we have around. And I think that, it's a nice touch. It's not obnoxious. It's Steve said, a very natural color.
Heliotrope and puce, they're both kind of obnoxious colors. I'm not sure. Whoa, getting some feedback here. But yeah, definitely check out those colors because they're not the most attractive. I'm not sure I'd want to see a giant heliotrope clock tower.
Holy shit.
Maybe that's just
We're
me.
sorry about that, folks, back at home.
So.
Steve, what colors should we do next week in the paper? You know what? Maybe we should put it up to you. Call us up.
Give us a call. Tell us
what colors you want to
colors.
see next week. We're going to do. Steve, it's going to be a hell of an issue next week.
Next week is going to be one hell of an issue. Thank you very much for your call, Drew.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you around.
It sounded like he was in a real party back there. It sounded like there's a lot of shit going on.
Everyone check out Drew's room. Party going on.
Party at 8, man. Party at 8. But anyway, yeah, so next week you're going to see actually 2 issues of us come out.
That's true.
There's going to be one issue that's going to look just like this one, which is the normal font with the little boxes and the funny shit. And then the second one is going to be the third sort of annual Culture Shock issue, which we have not done we did not do last year. And it will be nice to finally return and do that one again. I think we have a theme for this year's issue. What was it going to be this year, Steve?
Hitchhiker's Guide to Culture Shock.
Yes,
I believe is the plan.
Out of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is coming out in theaters, at the end of the month?
April 29th.
Be
sure to check that out.
I don't.
Looks like a good one. Do we have a list of some of the people performing at Culture Shock?
We do actually, and this is
Ladies
bootlegged.
And
this is
you are hearing this first. We have a list.
You are hearing it first. Probably.
Now, is this the complete list that we have? Or?
I have. This is a partial list because some of these people will not be here. Some of these people will. There was a debate in Cocos earlier today, but ones I do know, ones that are jumping out at me that really look nice.
I really like what
On Friday night, Yola Tango.
I heard Zeppelin's playing Culture Shock this year.
They have some fun stuff.
They got it. RJD2 is these are tentative, subject to change, and Head Automatica are 3 of the big ones on the 15th, and then on the 16th, Jizza from Wu-Tang, continuing the Wu-Tang spirit. The Walkmen, a fantastic band from New York City, just put out a record last year called Bows and Arrows that was incredible. And
The Doors? Aren't the Doors playing?
The Doors are not playing. Jim Morrison is dead. Get over it. Go have sex on his grave.
Really?
Yes. And also
Strong words from God.
And also playing our Lightning Bolt, which is I think one of the best noise punk bands around. They put out a record last year, Beautiful Rainbow, that was incredible. So anyway,
Is that who I think it is?
that is who I think it is. It looks like one of our favorite Purchase alums may also be playing, Mr. Dan Deacon. But anyway, more to come later this week. I'm sure you'll see posters around campus later that will be telling you all about it. So
Give us a call. Tell us what you think about this. 6994.
in the meantime, we're going to bring out a kindred spirit, a PTV all-star. This is Rocco, ladies and gentlemen. Come out here, man.
Big round of applause for Rocco.
Can we get our camera turned so we can get him in here? Because otherwise, we're not going to be able to see him.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
I'll tell you what. How about you hop right in between us?
All right, this is going to be a bit ridiculous.
Perfect.
But
I know, because it's not like it's not like a talk show format. So
Yeah, you can kind of scooch over.
all right.
Welcome,
Help me out
Rocco,
here,
to Purchase Indy TV.
hi.
This is a little tight space.
A little
here.
tight, but you know what? We'll have to fight the fight. So, tell us, Rocco, what's your show all about?
Well, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do something a little different from because I was a big fan of the Gabby show last year. If you guys don't know who Gabby is, Gabby was pretty well known on campus. He was like the surrogate Howard Stern, and he had this really crazy show where people would call in and just do all sorts of crazy stuff. And I'm also a big fan of The Blast, which is on Mondays right after my show. And what happened was I was a guest on The Blast, and Ghost on that, he wanted to try to fix me up with girls on his show, and he did the segment of the show was called "Who Wants to Date the Rock," and I just thought it was just really fun to do that. And what I noticed was a lot of people really tuned in to the show. I mean, like I heard that a lot of people who normally don't watch the Ghost show, like they tuned in just to see me and stuff like that, and I just thought that was really cool. So, and then that hit me onto an idea, like considering there was not a lot of shows at the time, being filled up, I figured why not do my own show? I mean, actually, the one thing was a caller on that appearance I did at the Ghost show. She asked me whether or not I would be considered being his co-host, and unfortunately, Ghost wasn't really interested in the idea. So I decided if he didn't want to do that, I figured do my own show and stuff like that. But I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to do something that involved, I wanted to do a real talk show format where I would do like a lot of the traditional sort of talk show stuff, but do it a little differently. Like I would wear a suit, like I always wear a suit on the show, and what I would do is to sort of introduce myself. I would dance around because I'm pretty big, like on campus, like in the party scene, and
I think we got you a mic over here.
Sorry.
Speaking of that, guys, give us a call 6994 if you have any questions for Rocco.
Yes,
you were saying
he'll be here talking to this one while we wait.
Yeah.
He's there. We got him. And look at that. We're
6994. 6994 is the number. Give us a ring. See what you're saying.
I'm sorry. So anyways, what I was going to say about what I do on the show is I would do a dance bit because people would know me from the party scene, and I would dance a lot, and I just love to dance. It's one of the things I just love doing, and I figured if people like that, then I just would dance before every show, like sort of do it. Sort of a little bit like what Conan O'Brien does, where he just comes out and he kind of like moves and swings around and stuff like that. I just thought it would be funny to, do something like that. And turns out me dancing is like a very popular bit on the show. Like I'll get a lot of calls about people who just want to see me dance. It's like the last show we did. We had a lot of people come, call me just wanting to see me dance.
Wow.
We have a caller.
We do have a caller. Caller, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. And who is this?
This is Sarah. How are you?
Hello,
Hi,
Sarah.
What's up?
Bill looks so excited to hear from me. He's like, shit. Bill adjusts the mic. Anyways, what I actually was calling about something of substance, not to be just a total dumbass.
Okay.
In your paper this week, it was published that if Bill Stein is reelected student body president, that all of Alumni Village will be air-conditioned. Is that a confirmed fact?
It's not dependent on whether Jeff gets elected or not. He's actually already finagled that deal, and that is going to happen. This summer, he's going to make sure they've already purchased the air conditioners. They're going to install them right after graduation. And by the time we get back in August or September, they will already
Okay,
be.
this is my question. If they've already purchased the air conditioners, then is there some reason, like if you live in Alumni Village, you can't just go and like get one and put it in yourself?
It's a whole process to install
Yeah,
these
process
things.
my ass. I don't really care. I want a damn air conditioner.
I don't see why not. I mean,
No, I mean, it's like, okay, you think they say thank you. We don't have to pay for the labor. We don't have to deal with facilities. Thank you, Sarah, for coming and picking up an air conditioner.
I'm not sure they're going to be the kind that just go in the windows, are they?
Well, it looks like it because you already see in almost every room and in the common room
Every
they have
single,
the little...
yeah, every single room. I mean,
Right.
the single rooms, the common rooms have the little things. So for them to not use that wouldn't be smart. I mean, not that hasn't happened before here at Purchase College, but
You could probably give Jeff's... Give
I
the
mean,
PSJ
actually, I
office-
think Jeff Stein's in my apartment right now,
Is
so
he?
I could get off my ass and go talk to him. I'm just wondering because it's like the general logic there. It's like, oh, vote for Jeff Stein air conditioning, but
Well,
if
I
it's
mean,
already
first off,
here.
that's not the only thing that Jeff has done this year. Jeff
I
has
didn't
been
say that,
scrapping
Bill.
for
I
us
didn't.
the
I
entire
didn't say
year.
that. I was just making that connection and making sure that the connection that I made was correct.
Excellent. That is a decent point. But yeah, it's definitely something to consider when you're voting. Take a look at...
Even though it doesn't matter,
what
but
this-
yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's certainly a big step and I know the people in Alumni Village will be very appreciative of it.
I'm just wondering too. I mean, it's like my thinking. It's like, oh, okay, Alumni Village now air conditioning. I mean, so if just say anyone wanted to go out and Target or something and buy their own and
Hey, Matt,
install
can you
it.
pull air.jpg while you're at it?
I don't think you're legally allowed to have an air conditioner in your room. Is that how it works in Alumni?
Yeah, I think there's some
Yeah.
amount because they take up a lot of electricity and...
What if you pay for the electricity? Like you bring in your own little generator.
You know,
you
like,
already pay for electricity. It's covered in your room and board, your tuition.
well, that was their whole thing with having when you were in the dorms with your own microwave, wasn't it? It was oh, they take up
It's
too
also
much.
a fire safety, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Oh
too.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
With microwaves,
so
it is.
even the air conditioning, it might have something to do with getting out of the windows if something ever happened. But,
It's not even. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm on the second floor. I'd probably die anyways. But hey, what the hell is that? Oh, okay, that's that picture.
It's in the little gray square that's right over Caitlin's head is where they're going to put the air
Right.
conditioners in every
Right.
common room. And you know what? It's long overdue. They constructed this place a couple years ago to have that function in them, and they haven't done it yet. So,
Of course. What do we come to expect? But hey.
but that's purchase for you, and and what are you going to do about it? So.
Right.
But I mean I definitely I think Jeff is the best guy for the
Well, I
job,
was
even though
gonna
I love Ray.
in this
so.
issue,
I don't even know
believe
who Ray is, but that's okay.
Ray Roy runs Cocos currently.
Yes.
He's actually done a very good job for us. He's taken care of us over the past year.
He has.
So I think we have two very willing and able candidates.
I mean,
There's only two people running?
yes,
president.
It's just Ray Roy and Jeff Stein
Ooh.
who are running for president, and it's a really tough call. But I mean, I could vote for both of them, and if they were both running for their same, if Ray was running for Cocos again, I'd vote for him in a second. I mean, I would not even hesitate to do it. But Ray wants Jeff's job, and I don't think that. All right, that's a little too much right there.
Does Jeff get paid?
Yeah, all
All
the executives
PSG.
get paid. I
Like,
think
what kind of money are we talking?
he gets paid $5,000 a year.
Not a semester,
Per year.
A school year.
a 12-month year.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's not
And
that
so does
cool.
Ray Roy, Alec Reinstein, Chris Hembry, Jennifer Thompson, and who's the other? James Stanton.
Do you guys get paid?
We get paid a stipend.
Oh, but you're not making five G's a week to publish this paper.
We,
One
little
day,
less
one
than
day,
that.
my friends, one day.
Should we tell her? Is
I
it-
have no problem. We actually get paid $50 every 2 weeks.
Or $25 every 1 week.
Exactly. It's a bi-weekly thing, but basically we're
That
making
would be
about...
about $8.50 a day.
Thank you.
1
Thank you,
hour of work
oh.
per day.
Yeah, we're basically making about $1.50 an hour. Is that pretty much what it comes down
little
to?
less
A
than
little
that,
less
actually.
than that. So
I mean,
You and the small children in Malaysia, Stephen Tardik, know how they feel now. Actually, you're better off than they are.
it was about time we needed an off-color comment.
You needed an off-color
Thank
comment
you,
from
Sarah,
Sarah.
for pulling up to.
Do you guys donate that money to charity, or does it go to Apple and Abercrombie?
Thank you
and...
very much, Sarah. We really appreciate your call. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And be sure to call in the last 5 minutes of our show. We're having a live back page, 9:55.
Oh God, okay.
You can give your shout outs.
I will. I'll hang up now.
Thank you very much, dear. We'll talk to you later. Bye, Sarah.
All right. So Rocco.
Sorry about that, Rocco.
That's
join
okay.
To join in on the whole, I mean, if we're going to talk about student government politics, well, it's a fair question. I mean,
Yes.
what do you think, Ray or Jeff? Have you made up your mind yet, or
To be honest, I don't know. I'm sort of leaning towards Jeff more than I don't know because, I mean, I still haven't been able to, kind of make up my mind, but I'm leaning towards Jeff, more or less.
Well, Jeff has definitely done a quality job over the past year.
Yeah.
I'll say. I mean,
if you guys have any opinions on who should be elected PSJ president, give us a call. Our number is 6994. That is 6994.
So, Steve, a funny thing happened to me on the way back to Campus Center North the other day.
Is that so, Bill?
I was walking, and this is, you always see flyers around, and sometimes you stop and you check them out because they're very strange. But
this one was a little bit more strange than most.
This one particularly caught my eye. It said my name is what's her name?
Gina Blanchard.
I don't want to give her name out on the air. It's like,
it was posted all over campus.
It said my name is some girl, and I contracted genital herpes on this campus. Please be safe. And all that shit like that. I don't know. So it brings up the question, is that crossing the line?
Well, I think the big question is whether this is a hoax or not. I don't know, because for someone to put up posters saying that they received genital herpes, that seems a little, that almost even seems too bold for a purchase student.
But then again, if you remember a couple months ago, there were all those ads that came up mysteriously by some crazy purchase student that said, is your RA selling drugs?
Oh, yeah. But they were fake ads. It was a hoax.
But you know what? So some people really stopped and they said, is this real? Because they looked pretty goddamn real.
What do you think, Rocco? Any opinion? Hoax, fake, too far? What is it?
I think, I don't know. I figured, as far as with the signs and stuff like that, I figured, people have something to say. They have something to say. I mean, it's weird. I mean that's news to me.
Weird. It's really weird.
Yeah.
It seems like we might have a caller, perhaps about this wonderful genital herpes issue. Let's see what we have. God, do we have a caller?
By the way, this
maybe you do have a caller.
This episode of Indy TV is sponsored by Valtrex.
Yes.
I wonder, do you have a caller?
Do we have a caller? Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm great.
And who are we speaking to?
You're talking to the Dice Man.
Okay.
And I would just like to say that there used to be this broad. They used to draw the cartoons. She used to draw the cartoons and Independent. I believe her name was the Propagandist.
Pull up Prop 1.
Propagandist.
Pull up Prop 1 right there. Yeah.
I'd just like to say that people like to whine, and they like to bitch, and they like to shit on people's parades, and I just want to say that she should come back because her shit was fucking funny.
It's funny you say that because this week she actually did return. It's in probably one of her better comics. This is one of my favorite ones ever, including Shit in a Shot Glass.
Well, that is how the propagandist characterizes herself.
She'll actually be possibly on next week's issue or on next week's episode. We're trying to secure her for that. But personally, I'm a big fan of her stuff. I know there's been a lot of controversy around it, but...
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm glad to hear it because, you had these people writing counterattacks in the Independent saying, my live journal, no one wants to be my friend, no one wants to go to the Faint show with me, I'm tired of the bullshit around here.
Are you impersonating the people who were knocking the propagandist or the propagandist herself?
You got a problem with my bit?
No.
You got a problem with my bit?
All love.
You better watch what you say, snap-ahead.
For those of you who missed this week's propagandist comic, it's right there. It's Scene Kids. Very nice. Shit in a Shot Glass, I guess, is the running title of this, which is probably the funniest goddamn thing I've heard since Holy Christ on a Stick. But that's
the shot glass representing a vagina. It was a quality piece of material, but definitely check out that. Definitely check out her issue this week. I think you'll be happy to see it back.
Well, good because the rest of those hooers that have been writing cartoons in the Independent, they're not so good.
No, I don't know. I think the Pablo the Penguin commercials are cartoons are probably some of the best ones that we've had this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, we every now and then we have a little drought, but definitely.
Because I like to laugh and learn a lesson at the same time, and I think that her cartoons provide that.
We appreciate that. We're glad that you like that. We'll send the words to her. So.
Good.
Yep. Hopefully, who knows? Maybe
good. I only got one more thing to say.
Let's say it.
What I have to say is that no one should watch this show, and they should watch You're Welcome 10 o'clock on Tuesday nights with Eric and Bill.
Absolutely. It's a great show.
You guys have a good night, all right?
You see you later.
Farewell, sir.
Is that the show with Bill Allar on it, Matt? Yeah, it's, Bill Allar. If he's out there somewhere, hopefully he's watching this show. Me and Bill have a common friend in a guy named Jesse Freeman, who I personified in an article I wrote last week as the Berserkowitz. And the Berserkowitz, Jesse Freeman, he's a 6'5" super Jew, and he goes around and he's looking at it, it's like, Bill, we gotta go to the store. We gotta pick up 40s. He kind of talks like that. If Bill is watching, you gotta call him. We gotta tell some Jesse Freeman stories because this guy is insane.
Crazy.
But anyway,
going back to Rocco here.
Yeah.
So tell me, do you ever read Scene Kids?
No, I haven't.
You haven't read Scene Kids.
You're missing out.
You are missing out.
Yeah.
Well, so what's going on in your show next week?
Next week we have Shock and Awe going to perform. It's a new wave sort of heavy rock group formed by a very talented frontman named Shayna Humphreys. I think that's going to be that's the primary guest for our next show. Got some other bits coming up, but the thing about what's very interesting about the Rocco show is the fact that it's always unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. Like originally, I was going to have 2 guests, and I ended up having 6 or 7. Like most of the people that just bombed into the studio. It was just fun because I like doing it like that. Because what's good about my kind of show, different from the other sort of talk shows, is that it's sort of like you let people, whatever people you want. Like you say, you want to be on the show. It's like, yeah, I want to be on the show. It's like, yeah, I'll do that. I'd be more than happy to do that because I want to be like the type of person, like, I just want to be. It's sort of like the whole thing is like my party, and I'm just sort of like the MC, the master of ceremonies and stuff like that. But I think what I try to do with the show, and what I do is I try to balance everything out. Like I make it like I incorporate some of the traditional aspects of the show. And I, allow more, untraditional things like having a lot of people around, but also I try to make it so, like, it's not just a purely call-in show. Like, I wanted to have, be able to interview people and to, really get my sense of who they are as well as the callers and stuff like that. So it's sort of like a mixture of the two. Like, it's a mixture of a traditional talk show and the best aspects of shows like the Gabby Show or the Blast.
Excellent.
I would like to say that the Rocco Show actually was the most called show this week.
Oh yeah.
So far, so congratulations to Rocco.
Thank you.
Far more many calls than we're getting tonight, but then again, it's Thursday. Everyone's got to run to Connecticut Liquors for that last minute case of Pabst Blue Ribbon. I hear you. So
we understand.
So don't worry about it.
It seems like we do have another caller. Caller, how are you doing today?
I'm all right. Listen, I've been taking a tally with my buddies over here, and I realized that in that last spooge of verbality coming out of Rocco's mouth, he said the word like 47 times and the 2 words 28 times. Thank you.
I'm sorry about that. I apologize. I'm a little nervous.
Everyone is a critic.
Don't you worry.
The caller was like,
Yeah, but I understand
fine,
that. I'm not. It's funny for somebody who's very sort of well known and stuff like that. I'm not really all that comfortable. I'm a pretty shy person. I'm not like the type of person who's like. I don't know. It's like I kind of seem like outgoing in the surface, but deep down inside, I'm not really that very outgoing. I'm more private kind of person. So that kind of explains that.
Don't you worry about it, Rocco. You are quite the star. It
Thank you.
seems
Your
like
class act.
A class act indeed.
Thank you.
It seems like we might have another caller. Let's check it up with God. Do we have someone on the line? Ben. Hello.
How's it going?
How are you today?
This is a question for Rocco.
Yes?
Hey, Rocco, how would you like to stay on and come on for our show starting at 10, right after this show?
What would you have me do in the show?
Just to interview and talk about your show.
Yeah, sure, if you'd like.
Awesome. So just hang out there. The show, guys, 10 p.m. Stay there, Rocco.
All right.
For some
I'll
reason,
see you then.
It's not listed after us here. Oh, well, that sucks.
What show do we? The show.
Yeah,
right?
update then.
The show is, it's not listed in the calendar this week. We missed it, and there we are. And we'd like to apologize. Sorry about that. Usually we want to make sure that we get everyone in the calendar, but the calendar is usually probably the most neglected of all the sections in our paper because you, the audience, choose not to read it.
You also missed Film Forum at 11.
And
Well,
like,
we hate them.
Apparently, for the last couple
Let's
weeks,
be honest, we hate them.
we're also spelling Storytime with the Shepherd without an H for a while, and then we finally put the H in, but
know,
it's
it's
but it's a capitalized H in the middle of the word. So it just goes to show you that here at the Independent, we're definitely running a tight shift. So
Our journalistic integrity just.
So, and speaking of journalistic integrity, Steve, there's been rumblings around the campfire the last couple days that the Purchase Record, the long defunct actual newspaper, may be returning back to newsstands soon.
You might remember the Purchase Record. They were out. They started last spring or fall.
Started last fall, December
fall.
of 03.
Yeah, and they were more news oriented, where
They're basically made up of people, because I'm in journalism and I can tell you some things about that. It's mostly made up of people who they try to get stories into the Dispatch, but because there's so much fierce competition for stories, it's the way that they can get their stories in, published and stuff like that if they don't make it into the Dispatch. So
well, I mean, the same thing is that we've been trying to cater that audience for the last couple of years, and I mean, the problem is that the journalism department does not like us, or at least that is what I'm told. I know there's one or two professors.
I can't vouch for that. I have no idea why that is.
Well, we know why it is.
Well,
how come?
For those of you who may not be familiar, last year the editor who preceded myself and Stephen was Erica DeMott, who was a journalism major. And Erica ran into a lot of flack from the department when she would want to do a story, a news story, and they would say, no, you got to do that for us, basically. See, we are both new media majors, and we don't give a shit what the journalism department says, and that's probably why they don't like us very much.
It's funny, we have a little saying over at the Independent office. We have a little slogan that we like to run by. It's WWLKD.
What would Lisa Keller do?
Who, if you don't know, is the head of the journalism department. And then, of course, following that, it's don't do that.
Yes.
So,
because whatever Lisa Keller would do,
we wouldn't.
Name some examples.
So, I'm sorry? Well, I don't think that Lisa Keller would put a naked man and woman in the same issue.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I don't think Lisa Keller could run a tight ship so much that they have 87 subscribers, which we have as of today, Steve.
That is true, 87. And speaking of subscribers, if you wanted to guarantee yourself an issue of the paper this week or any week, all you have to do is email your mailbox number to purchaseindy@gmail.com, and we'll be sure to make that.
And if you want to subscribe to the Dispatch, call them up, and maybe they can join in too and start the new thing. But back to the record.
Back to the record, as
yes.
we were saying.
Like they showed up at the office yesterday, and apparently were interested in starting work again, which is interesting because we pretty much bought enough supplies to get us to the rest of the year. And if they come back, we pretty much have to go to a bi-weekly format, which means, you won't get your comics every week, and you won't get your, horror-oscopes every week, and you won't get the Purchase
Star
Personals
and
every
Jade,
week.
you won't have.
Oh yeah, when are you gonna have Star and Jade on your show?
Star and Jade, they've been off on break. They visited a lot of different places.
On sabbatical.
They were in New Orleans. They went to San Francisco. They will be back next week. They'll actually even be making an appearance on this very show.
Star and Jade will expose themselves. Right before your eyes.
In more than one ways, in fact.
Oh,
what the hell is that? Oh, put that whole thing up, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me on a week, unfortunately. Actually, that was me at a cast party in 2002. The thumb bent backwards, 100%. I guess I had been drinking. And it doesn't look like they're going to take that picture down for the time being.
God.
There we go.
Very well.
But if you're going to put that one up, please put Steve Hunt up.
And ladies and gents, give us a call at 6994. We want to hear from you what you have to say about the record.
I'm calling Steve. He's got to get it. I've got to get him to call into the show. I'm sick of him.
Let's
not being
give
here.
Steve Hunt a call.
What the hell is our number?
Well, while you are giving Steve Hunt a call, we can talk about some of the other front cover article we had on the Flash Animations one. How does that sound? Now, Rocco.
Yes.
Tell us, have you seen any of these Flash animations that we talked about?
It's funny. I hadn't been able to, because I wanted to find a copy of the paper and I wasn't able to find one at the moment.
Steve, turn on PTV.
So.
Well, question: do you like Flash animations online?
I think they're pretty cool. I think they're really nice. I think it's a good way of, doing really cool animation, without having to do hand drawn or doing that sort of elaborate digital stuff.
Yeah,
apparently we have a call inside. What's up, Matt? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Is this the Dice Man again?
You bet your ass it's the Dice Man.
What's going on, Dice?
You guys are sitting there and you're talking about the other newspapers at Purchase College, and you mentioned a little newspaper called The Purchase Record.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a couple of things to say about that. Like, a good friend of mine, go back to the old neighborhood. A good friend of mine named Neil McNamara. You guys ever heard of that guy?
He's a good man.
You know Neil?
I know Neil.
You know Neil?
We know him pretty well.
Rocco, you know Neil?
Neil.
Oh, actually, yes, I do know Neil McNamara.
Good, shut up. Anyway.
Yeah, he's in one of my classes.
Neil McNamara is a good guy, We used to hang out, we used to fuck whores, like, 2, 3 at a time, and, you fucking guys, you're sitting there and you're bad-mouthing the Purchase record. He put his...
Oh, I'm not bad-mouthing the paper. I don't, that's not...
Well, no, listen, said
if
anything
it,
bad
like,
about the record. They're a different entity than we are, I would say.
Although I think they could be run better. Listen, you have to understand the record is something that was started because of pure ego and then abandoned because of pure ego and then left in the hands of Chris and Neil pretty much, the same way that the paper was dropped in the hands of Erica last year, And it's unfair to do that to people, especially when, and it's not in their, their prime interest to be doing it. And I think they did a decent job, and right before they went under, they were actually really starting to pull the ship together, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement about that. I'm just saying that, Neil, he's a very complicated character, He's got a lot of vices, but if there's one thing that my friend Neil McNamara knows how to do, it's run a fucking newspaper. So, what you could do for me, what you guys can do for me, is you guys can write an article in your little, paper, your second-rate paper to the Purchase record, and you could write an article about Neil McNamara, and you could say, this guy, he loves to fuck whores, he loves to hang out and drink beers all the time, but, the one thing that Neil McNamara does best is write fucking newspapers.
Well, you know what, Dice? I tell you what, me and Steve are going to be real busy next week, but we do take submissions for everyone in the Purchase community. And how about you write that about Neil? Because you go back to the old neighborhood with Neil, you probably know him better than us. And if you write it honestly, we'll print it because we do print 99% of what we get, even if it is total garbage.
I might just do that, ass clown. I might just take your fucking advice, and I might just do that. But if I might say something else here, I'd like to talk about how Purchase Television, they're doing a video contest right now where you could win $225.
Are you entering anything in it?
Yeah, I just might. I might put in a video of me fucking your mother.
Yo, Dice, should I get Jesse Freeman on the phone?
You know what? I'll tell him to go fuck himself, too.
Listen to this mouth.
Well,
but yeah, 225 big ones be in your pocket if you win all 3 genres of video.
That is something.
Neither short range, fucking music video, documentary, or otherwise. There's pretty pink posters about it all over the place made by my friend Dave Strauss.
Well, thank you very much, Dice. We appreciate your call. You have a good night. We'll see you around.
Anyway, well, that was Dice, everyone. The Dice Man, back and in rare form. We didn't even know he had been gone. So, disembodied voice of God, what's going on in there?
It seems that we might have another call. We'll just have to sit here and find out. But I think that was some well-said words about the record.
I don't think it's fair that they...
Surprised you have another phone call.
Oh.
No shit.
Let's hear it. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hello.
Who is this?
Hey, this is Jesse Freeman. I tackle with the Flamin' Young Burgers.
Hold on. This is not the real Jesse Freeman. I'm calling the real Jesse Freeman right now. And we're gonna get
Australia's fucking awesome.
Hold on.
Dude, I play rugby.
You play rugby? Well, did you also go to McDonald's?
Right,
Jesse
college.
Freeman.
It's
Jesse,
fucking
it's Bill Reese.
cool.
You gotta talk to Jesse Freeman. You're on Purchase TV right now. Talk to Jesse.
Hello? I'm Jesse Freeman.
All right, he can't hear us. Oh well. But
the real
you're
Jesse
Jesse.
Freeman,
I'm Jesse Freeman. We gotta go to McDonald's.
Looks
and
like we
pick up some
exposed a
hot
fraud
dogs.
here.
Dude, friendlies.
Oh
My God.
All right, this is way too much East Islip, South Shore, Long Island humor for one day.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Freeman. You have an excellent night. This is getting a little nuts.
Yeah.
Little daffy.
It's been nuts for a while.
I don't think it's fair that they called your paper second rate like that. I don't think your paper's second rate.
We might be second rate, but we've been putting out issues for the last month and a half.
I see you as an alternative.
In fact, they don't fall asleep when they read us, which is something that I do appreciate.
Yeah.
But anyways, as we were saying, we were talking about some flash animations, and we actually have some to show for you. we would like to show you. This is probably one of the odder things I've ever seen in my entire life. It's called salad fingers.
Oh, God.
So, without further ado, this is a flash called Salad Fingers. Give us a call at 6994. Tell us what you think about it. Do we have this going? Let's see what we can do. And if anyone understands it, please let us know. Here we go. Salad Fingers it is.
Hello. I like rusty spoons. I like to touch them. The feeling of rust against my salad fingers is almost orgasmic. I must find the perfect spoon. Hello there, young child. I'm here to inquire about your spoons. Might I ask where you keep the spoons? I see. Then I must leave. But first, I'd like to caress this rusty kettle. Oh.
So that was perhaps the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
I agree.
It's a series.
It is a series. There's actually 5 of them. And to check them out, go to fatpie.com. Now be sure to put a dash in between fat and pie, or you're going to end up on some overwhite porn sites. So just a little thing.
Fat-pie.com.
Fat-pie.com.
God forbid if you end up at fatpie.com, because then he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
What's pie a metaphor, though, exactly?
Oy vey.
Oh, no. He did it, and there it is.
You don't want...
There is fatpie.com.
You don't want this. Maybe you do want this.
You never know. I mean,
if you're looking for creepy cartoons, dash. If not, leave that dash out of there.
Okay. Because seriously, you don't want to end up there.
I suggest the free tour. But yeah, there's actually 5 of these Salad Fingers cartoons. I think the third I'm gonna have to go for is the creepiest. It's just about out there. Watching Salad Fingers caress his nipples with poison ivy, it just loses me. So it looks like we have a caller. I wonder if this guy has anything to say
for him to answer
about our dear friend Salad Fingers.
It could be somebody from fatpie.com complaining about copyright infringement.
Let's see what we have. Hello, caller, and how are you today?
Guys, what is this?
Oy vey.
You're wasting my time with this bullshit.
Hey, Dice, how about you come down here and come on the show?
I mean, this is some serious, heady college NYU bullshit. I'm like...
Are you talking about Salad Fingers or fatpie.com?
Of course I am talking about Salad Fingers. What else would I be talking about? You just fucking wasted 5 minutes of my life with that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dice, man. Be sure to call back at 9:55 and give your back page shout-outs. We want to hear them.
We're going to do the live back page.
You guys are going to get one.
9:55. We'll hear you then.
Should we do helium and...
10 o'clock Tuesday night.
Yeah, 9:55. We'll see you around. Talk to you. I also think this is probably my favorite Flash cartoon. This is called Strindberg and Helium. It stars August Strindberg, who was a 19th century playwright and poet, one of the most morbid and offbeat guys in the whole world, and his little pal Helium. Let's check this one out.
Absinthe is now my only vice and my last remaining pleasure. How sweet life can be when the misery of one's existence is blurred by a slight intoxication. It brings some joy to this long and boring walk through the shadowland of memory. You come here often?
Oh, that's right. Strindberg had tonight. Oh, that's
I'm Strindberg. August Strindberg. And this is helium. I've forgotten that a female saint is, after all, a woman. That is to say, man's enemy.
women.
And there you have it, Strindberg and helium. This is another one where there's a bunch of different episodes. There's 4 of them, and they're all
probably
just,
the oddest couple that I've ever seen ever put on screen together.
They're excellent. And I'll tell you what, we'll let's hit up one more flash animation. This is another good one. These guys over at angryalien.com, they managed to take classic films such as Jaws, The Exorcist, The Shining, It's a Wonderful Life, Titanic.
Bunny.jpg, just as a
bunny.jpg. And what they do is they've managed to squeeze an entire 2.5 hour long film into 30 seconds. But not only that, they reenact them with bunnies. And this is probably one of the other more entertaining, where there's a whole bunch of them. There we have the Jaws.
And I didn't notice until today that there's actually little bunny ears put on the shark.
Isn't that adorable? The best is Alien, because in the Alien one, the whole still has bunny ears. But we actually have one to show you here today. I believe we'll be watching the Scream bunny. So let's check this out. Here you have it. Scream in 30 seconds, reenacted by bunnies.
Who's there? Don't ever say who's there. It's a death wish. Casey and Steve were killed.
I didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
Sid, I didn't do it.
I'm gonna find out who did it. Hello, Sydney. There's a formula to it. If you want to survive in a horror movie, no sex.
Oh, baby.
Look behind you. You did it?
We both did it.
I remembered the safety that time, you bastard. Watch out. This is where the killer comes back for one last scare.
And there you have it. Scream in 30 seconds by bunnies.
It's actually 28 seconds.
28 seconds, wow.
Surprisingly enough.
They had 2 seconds to spare, and I mean, I would have fit another scene in there. I mean,
you could have.
But I mean, I can only imagine how long that's got to take to build in Flash, because there's non-repetitive frames or something like that.
That was some classic editing right there. But yeah, so definitely check those out too, angryalien.com. And if you're looking for a whole list of others, this week's issue, we have 2 more great ones, so be sure to check that out.
And producer, a disembodied voice of God, are we coming under the clock here, or
12 minutes.
12 minutes, son of a bitch. Not bad.
Well, I'll tell you what, that actually gives us time to talk about another piece that was in this week's paper.
Yes, we've had one of our staff writers who's been with us pretty much since the beginning of the year has been Joel Beleza, who is an RA over in the Old. And Joel has written some great pieces on us. He was down in Washington, D.C. for all of last fall, wrote some great articles about the election, this and that. And since he's come back, he's written a few pieces for us. But he wrote a piece this week that was a bit strange, not usual for his caliber.
Now, we have to say, I mean, I think most of the stuff Joel has done has been really top-notch.
You pull up mermaid.jpg in there?
Mermaid.jpg. This piece didn't resonate with me as well as the others. It was called Phallocentric.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
This is, it's not necessarily about this. This is kind of funny. If you look at the Little Mermaid cover, you can see that there's a blatant penis in the statue.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think didn't that cause some minor controversy when the video came out?
There's
major controversy, I think.
There's that, and then in the film, the priest wedding the mermaid and the what was the guy's name?
Oh, I heard this. He gets aroused or something like that. He makes noises.
He is blatantly aroused. It is undeniable, and they do a lot of stuff like that. Like in The Lion King, if you watch the dust when Mustafa's running or something.
It's with Simba as an adult. He lays on the edge of the rock.
And in the stars, you could see sex is written out.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I also heard of one in Aladdin where what you call it, like when Aladdin's fighting off of the Princess Jasmine's tiger Raja, he like mutters something about like about good teenagers taking off their clothes or something like that. I thought it was
teenagers
like weird.
take off their. I'm telling you, there's a bunch of these. It's funny stuff. It is funny stuff. But this article isn't necessarily about that. It's about males and their dominance of the culture and society that we live in.
Oh, yeah.
And he makes some points that I'm not quite 100% behind. One of the things he says, and I quote, while the sexual function of the penis and the related male organs are diagrammed, outlined, and scrutinized during high school health classes, women's sexual health and related anatomy are often breezed over or altogether left out. Often they are only mentioned in the context of reproduction. Now, I don't know about you guys. Did you guys take sex ed when you were in high school?
Yeah, I think so.
I sort of did. I didn't really take like full sex ed. I went to a Catholic preparatory seminary. So
You've said enough. I know I took sex ed in a public school, and I thought that we covered the vagina pretty much. I don't know. How is it at your school, Bill?
At my school, it was covered.
I think that's kind of a pretty lofty thing to say without any sort of proof. I know that personally I didn't think that. Most people I talked to didn't agree with that. Another line he says that I thought was kind of interesting, quote, "It is common to hear the term pussy used to describe negative things, weakness, frailty, or non-aggressive behavior. Simply put, pussy equals bad."
Well, I mean, that's sort of true in a bit. I mean, like, to be honest, I'd rather be called a dick than a pussy.
But see, that's the thing.
How
Dick
did pussy be first used as something as a reference to a vagina?
I have no idea.
That's a great. If anyone knows, give us a call 6994.
Please
We want to
help
hear
us.
where did pussy come from. Let's hear it. Does God have something to say?
At least as a reference.
We're actually at the back page.
We're at the back page time.
Back page time,
Well,
so-
we'll wrap that up. Basically, now is your chance to give us a call. The number 6994. Give your shout outs, back page style. So
you have
just
a pen, we will write them down and we will get them in next week's back page.
and just to let the audience hear. So
I know that answer to the pussy thing.
oh, let's hear the pussy thing.
It's derived from the word pusillanimous, which means weak-hearted or womanly. Basically, it was used like back in the 18th century. It actually comes from one of the Latin terms for something up in the uterus. I don't even know what the hell it is. But either way, it sounds like felines. The freaking idiots decided to make a word out of it, and on we go.
Wild
All
stuff.
right.
Well, thank you very much for your
Fantastic.
call. Let's keep them coming. We have another back page quote. What do you have to say for us?
If you knock down a monkey tree, monkeys will come live in your house.
Deep. Thank you very much. We have another caller. Let's see what we have.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my website, youngbiz.com. Check it out.
Give it a check out. 6994. Keep these back page quotes coming. Let's hear them.
Support the One Tree Hill Club.
Support the One Tree Hill
What's up,
Club.
Cheryl?
That is a good club to support.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, you're welcome to keep calling us.
I can't read
What
that.
I think God.
I'll read it for you, considering I'm not on camera.
So
I see a hand.
we're
It's
receiving
lovely.
a message from God here.
It says the show.
The show is over?
It says the show is on next.
Oh, the
yes.
show is on next. The show, 10 o'clock Thursdays. Just like I said, I think we have time for one more back page one, do we?
Back page live. Let's see what we have.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's Dice.
Hey, what's up, Dice?
I just want to say that everybody should enter the BTV contest, and that everybody should watch You're Welcome with Eric and Bill at 10 o'clock Tuesday night.
We're going to put both of those things on the back page next week. Thanks a lot, Dice.
Thank you very much.
You're the best.
And that is Backpage Live. Thank you guys very much for watching Indy TV this week. Be sure to check it out next week when we will hopefully have the propaganda sound. We'll see what's
Yes.
going on.
Cool.
But yeah, and check out our paper. It's out on newsstands now.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Matt, can you throw up the pre-shock ad?
And there we...
The Pope, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is the Pope?
Thank you, sir.
I don't know. The Pope is dead. That's who...